As I promised on my previous videos, I will be upgrading this brand new W Motors Lykan Hypersport Halloween Edition to Fuel Pro, but in this case I won't be using an ultimate upgrade as I want to keep them for the future in case something really interesting arrives, and I decided to spend my final S-Class upgrades and a few parts in order to upgrade this car by half the cost, because let's remember that if you use a final upgrade you don't actually have to spend parts of fusion coins while upgrading the car, and that's why I decided to use them. Of course, I had to spend like 5 million fusion coins in order to upgrade this car, but it's way cheaper than the 10 million required in order to upgrade a car from 0 to Pro without using final upgrades. The decal doesn't seem to be the best one. I think it's like too simple for the price it has, because well, at the end you can actually reach the decal without paying for the festival coins, but I decided to spend 10 bucks in order to get all the festival coins, in order to get all the parts and the decal from the very first minute, in order to show you guys how cool the decal was. But I will have to say that this decal is far from being the best one I have ever seen on Asphalt 8. I think that Gameloft could have actually made a way better decal, but that's not something I can change, so the only thing I can do actually is to race with this car on its new decal. And as I said on this video title, in my honest opinion, this car has a major flaw, which is the physics and the handling. Because seriously guys, as I already told you, this car feels like another W Motors Fenrir Super Sport, but with a bit better acceleration, a bit better drift radius, and that's it. But the bad thing is that it actually feels like a W Motors Fenrir Super Sport. It's an oversensitive car, which is so light, and that may be useful especially on twisty tracks, but overall is a small inconvenience, mostly on multiplayer, where heavy cars like the Pininfarina Battista, the Lamborghini Sian, and the Bugatti Chiron 300 Plus can actually knock you down way easier than any other cars around that rank, mostly because this car feels so light. Also, another issue that I think this car has, I mean, it's not like an issue itself, but I think it's another flaw, and it's the way this car takes the ramps. I don't know if it's because I'm so used to play with the Faraday Future, but I don't really like the way this car leaves the ramps, because I think that this car leaves the ramps like so high and is not as useful as the Faraday Future in this matter. So overall, I think that this car is actually quite fun to drive on multiplayer, but on events or gauntlet may not be that useful, mostly because, as we could see on the comparison video, this car acceleration is not the best one. It's quite good, but it's not the best one. So it doesn't make sense to use this car as the very first one on gauntlet unless you don't have anything else, which is understandable on that way. But anyways, that was all what I wanted to say regarding this car. Also pointing out that I think that this car's speed recovery is not as good as other cars around this rank. I mean, the speed recovery seems to be quite decent, but I wouldn't say that this car is as competitive as the Centenario regarding speed recovery, or even as the Faraday. But let's be honest, the Faraday Future has the best speed recovery in the entire game, so can't be compared with this car in that matter. But I just mentioned that because I also think that this is another small issue. It's not like the biggest one this car has. As I say, in my honest opinion, this car major issue is the ramps physics it has. But well, the speed recovery in this car is not like super wonderful. It's just decent. I wouldn't say it's like the very best. It's just good enough to play multiplayer with no issue. But well, as you could see on these races, this car can actually pack a really good competition around this rank. The rivals weren't easy, mostly because we are on the very first days of the classic season, so the competition is actually quite tough. But well, I try my best on these races because I recorded more races, but I had small issues, mostly because were my very first races with this car on multiplayer. So, and that's why I decided to just record a few ones where I did not fail that much while driving this car, because I had a small skill issue moments while driving this one. But anyways, I would like to know your thoughts regarding this car in the comment section, because honestly I expected something a bit better, but turns out that this car is just quite good, but it's not, I don't know, as good as the Faraday or the Centenario, I think. Despite the car overall, as you can see, is way more competitive than many other options, like for example the Fenix. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you really soon, as always, with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye guys, and take care.
I am looking for the better days, seem like they just stay away whenever I try. There's so many things that I keep in my mind. My friends keep me out and it hurts every time. With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.